Time to say hello to another guest in the Informer. His name is Tony Nicolini, the epicure of the age. A long time ago called him the king of pizza. I've always wanted to meet the king, and can I just say, you fit the bill, looking $1 million, and you've got a new business about to open up in the very heart of Albert Park.
That's correct.
Come on, tell me about it. Welcome to the Informer.
Thanks, George. Very happy to be here.
No, it's a terrific opportunity to catch up, because your story is one that I've had resonate around me for years. I don't think we've had a chance to meet in
No,
all those
I
years.
don't think so, not formally. Obviously, I've admired you from afar.
But those days when your father inspired you and got you into the business, Dad must have filled you with a special bit of DNA, because it's held you in pretty good stead.
Well, thank you for noting that. Very much so. Obviously born into the industry, hospitality. It's just one of those things that you either enjoy or you don't.
It's in the blood.
Absolutely in the blood. Dad was a bit of a pioneer, migrant, formerly in Melbourne, but ended up taking his business life to Queensland.
Yeah, the Gold Coast,
where he owned and operated the first pizzeria on the Gold Coast for quite some time, Nicolini's. I think a lot of Melbourne folk would be very familiar with Nicolini's back in the 70s and 80s. We then, as a family, we reverse migrated back to Italy. So that's where...
Was that a shock? Or was it a joyful experience?
No, very much a joyful experience. I mean, I feel very, very lucky to have experienced, I guess, my father's culture as a young man. Both.
Did you go back to Abruzzo?
Back to Abruzzo, back in at school,
Wow.
and then having the experience in our industry in hospitality in Italy, I think put me in a good position to better understand not only the culture but also the culture and the true art of Italian hospitality, which we've spoken a lot about, you and I.
Well, when you hear the words al dente, when you hear the words latte, they mean something, and they mean something different to someone who lives through that experience. I think the Italians have had a fantastic love affair with so many things. And that's why when we talk in French, we talk about joie de vivre. The Italians have it, and they call it
l'arte del vivere bene.
And what do you call the nightlife?
Well, we call the nightlife the movida.
Movida, right. And those words have become part of the Victorian mindset.
Absolutely.
Especially in places like Albert Park, but more importantly, through places like Lygon Street and Carlton. Because that has been the epicenter, or was for a lifetime.
Well,
have you think is it still there, or is it dissipated somewhat?
No, Lygon Street, Carlton is going through a little bit of a change at the moment.
Yeah. Metamorphosis, is that fair to say?
An Italian
Maybe.
metamorphosis.
Yeah.
For good reason, I think. I think we're at the end of a
cycle. At
the end of a cycle. Mm-hmm. So the previous generation is coming to the end of their business lives.
Yep.
And I think in many respects also the end of that model, that particular business model. And we've got some young, agile, well-resourced, well-educated operators.
Travelled, who've seen
entrepreneurs,
it done all over the world,
who have seen contemporary Italy, who have seen beautiful cities like New York, what's happening in Rome and Milan, and they are coming back to Lygon Street and various other parts,
bringing some of that expertise,
back to the Melbourne dining scene.
Interesting you say that. This time last year I was in New York, and we went to Italy in the new World Trade Center.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! What an experience!
I was there for the opening.
What an experience!
Absolutely.
And you one foot this way, you're in Italy. One foot out, you're in New York. It was just, and the quality of the food and the hospitality, top drawer.
Well, that touches on the world's love affair with all things Italian. I mean, it's not just it's not just the food.
No,
it's
no.
not just the coffee.
No.
It's not just the wine.
Yeah. It's the fashion, whole box of dice. It's the living.
What Italy has been very good at is exporting their lifestyle and their approach to everyday living.
Yeah.
You know, the Italian will live well, very well today.
Yeah.
We'll worry about tomorrow. But let's live well today.
Yeah.
Let's eat well.
Yeah.
Let's spend time with
the
right people,
Sure.
with our loved ones, with our family.
Does that explain why Juventus has continued to be this juggernaut? Because
they're about to win their 10th Scudetto in a row.
Yeah, that's just...
I don't know if it speaks about the quality of Juventus or the quality of the opposition. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Italy's gone through it's going through its own little, cycle of
Sure.
problems at the moment.
Yeah.
But
it's been decimated on a couple of occasions by COVID, but they're extraordinarily resourceeful.
Absolutely.
And
they've been there for more than 2,000 years.
Oh, yeah.
So these cycles are just part of what happens. The Italians are also very organised in many ways. Maybe on the surface they appear very disorganised, but you know, the Italian psyche is such that they're able to come together and move through these sorts of scenarios.
I think when there's a common win in to be had, I think they do have this capacity to come together very, very well. And I'm just wondering, just as we bring a fabulous pizza to life with the great dough and the quality of the ingredients that you put in, and then of course fire it as it should be. Are we seeing a rebirth of Nicolini's in Albert Park?
Look, definitely. What we're seeing is more a celebration of
what's been.
Of what's been.
Wow. Maybe a new generation about to launch.
Potentially, yeah. We've got the next generation coming through. I've got my two daughters that are definitely enjoying the industry thus far. Look, it's more about enjoying the moment rather than planning to,
Was that what Dad fed you very early on, about living and enjoying life?
Very much so. His parting words with me.
His
sorry
legacy.
if I get a little bit emotional. Were it's fantastic to plan for the future, but you need to really enjoy the moment. You really need to enjoy the ride, and I think that's very much what I represent.
Maybe what he was saying was make sure you enjoy the journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Enjoy the journey. And that's what I have focused on. Let's say, I've just moved on from my previous business life.
Yep.
As you know, having established the DOC brand.
Correct.
I'm just quietly now coming out of that period, and I'm in a position now to better enjoy what I have, what we've achieved as a family, but in a better position to truly embrace what's beautiful about life. And that's, family, friends, having a clear sort of mindset, and not having that pressure to attack in every business sense, every opportunity, but rather being a little bit more guarded,
measured.
a little bit more measured in my approach. When I established the espresso bar in Lygon Street, for me it wasn't about, I certainly didn't have dollars in mind. What I wanted was to create
experience, that
piazza for the community.
Oh yeah.
And it's the piazza where people congregate. Yes, they come for coffee, but you can get coffee anywhere.
Yeah.
What they come for is that contact, and that's what we've missed throughout this COVID process. The Italians were exceptional in their ability to establish what we enjoy every day, and that's cafe life. That's what we have exported. Yes, they exported the first coffee machine. Melbourne has embraced that Italian cafe life. They have, very much so. And we enjoy that on a daily basis.
And each and every suburb of Melbourne seems to have its own little bit of Italy.
Absolutely.
Everywhere.
Absolutely. I think people enjoy it, not even knowing that way of being was, has always been a part of Italian life. It's not just the cafe latte that we're consuming.
No.
I always say, the coffee experience is 50% in a cup and 50% outside of a cup.
When you mention the cup, it brings me back to the technique. Now, the quality of a coffee, of a barista, yeah, it's about their understanding of the cup, isn't it? Isn't that part of the secret? Knowing how to pack it, knowing just how much the milk, what a quality is required to deliver it.
It does go. It does go a little bit beyond the buongiorno bella. You know, that's a very big part of it.
Very good. Very good.
I think it's the ability of the barista. Most importantly, I mean, we take it for granted now that what we put in a cup is of a decent quality.
Sure.
And I think Melbourne, I think we are,
we're lucky. We're very fortunate.
Renowned, at the moment. You have a look at some of the great operators in coffee here in Melbourne at the moment. You know, Salvatore Malatesta with St. Ali, and there are many others. We are exporting this coffee culture to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
What the Italians do very well, though, is they establish a relationship with their customer. You know, with the lady that turns up every morning at 7 a.m. There's a bond, an understanding.
See?
And that 2 or 3 minutes that you spend with your barista in the morning,
becomes
it might seem insignificant.
No.
But it's a very big part of the espresso bar experience.
Correct.
And the Italians enjoy that 2 or 3 minutes 3 or 4 times a day. So the espresso bar is very much the piazza for many people in the community.
And you'll bring a new one to Port Melbourne, huh?
We're about to open espresso.
Albert Park, rather.
Well,
maybe more Port Melbourne next.
A little bit closer to you. Espresso Albert Park, yes, on Victoria Avenue, which is once again a celebration of the espresso, the Italian espresso experience. Very understated. It will be coffee, pressed juices, and focaccia. Nothing else. But what you will get is that Italian banter and that take on life.
Well, Tony Nicolina, just Tony, understand this. We're coming to get you. We're coming to sample the good stuff.
I'll be there to receive you.
Tony Nicolini, again, as I said, the epicure got it right a whole bunch of years ago. They called him the king of pizza. But now he's discovering that he also loves to get the espresso just right.
Absolutely. And every morning.